Welcome here to the 2021 ASRL Open at Mollymook Beach. We're here for the relays, for the interstate relays, Nick, and we're going to open it up with the under 19 and 23 combined relay.
Yeah, so great to see the junior relays starting off first. An additional add-on from the ASRL. In Alley 1, we're going to have South Australia.
In Alley 2, Queensland.
In 3, Victoria.
And in Alley 4, New South Wales. So the alleys go from left to right.
And we're away here.
And we're away.
So we're going straight on. All the boats are checked here on the start.
Good waves in front of the field there now. You see them. And now
jumping out to the back here now, and we're going out with the boats here. So we're going out to sea.
Negotiated that break pretty well.
Yeah, they got out really quickly, and they're out around the cans now. And so you see probably in Alley 2, Queensland are probably just ahead of the field here. Maybe
you see
down to New South Wales in the Alley 4.
See the wind in the flag there? It's going from right to left as you're looking at the screen. It's tricky out there, and there's a swell on. So this is great conditions to test all of the skills of these state representatives. You know, you've got New South Wales down in Alley 4. They're probably setting a little lead. They're on a runner. And then possibly Queensland in Alley 2. But picking it up, you've got two under-19 male crews and two under-23... Sorry, an under-19 male and female, under-23 male and female making up these teams. And they've been selected based on their results for their states. So here looks to be North Cronulla's under-19 female girls with Michael Boffinger, the captain for New South Wales.
Yeah, certainly is. They're coming out to look like a pretty strong-looking lead here. You can see Boff trying to drive them down over this little wave here. Girls rowing nicely on top of it there.
He's rowing across no man's land, looking behind. He doesn't want to get a big one up from behind him, so he has to keep ahead of, start that little bubble, keep the girls pushing along to the line. This is a great start for the under-19s from New South Wales, but there's Davey Toomba not far off the pace there too. So
yeah, going across to Queensland there in 3. You see them jumping out of the boat. Oh, and you see Victoria slewing out sideways.
So boats going everywhere. We'll have to watch this. There's one. Oh, he's in a bit of a pickle here from Alley 3 Victoria, the Port Campbell girls. So let's see what happens now on these changeovers, if we can pick up anything. But it looks to be. There goes New South Wales.
So you got the South Curly boys there, the under-19 males.
The underdogs. I reckon the dogs are barking in that boat. The sweep is a mad dog himself. He's a termite.
Yeah, you see the Victorian crew pushing out here. Sweeps side on there.
Smashed.
Straight away, the Torquay boat.
Now you go on the sweeps call too. You don't have to go when you get back to your boat. It makes sense to wait to see if there's nothing in front of you to get a clean one.
Oh, Sampson just copping one there.
Oh, this gives you the real feel down here. I can nearly taste the salt water. It's smashing these boats around, and they're really pushing hard. The under-23 boys are summoning. I reckon this is summoning sticky wickets.
Yeah, I think so, mate. They're trying to row out here. You can see
Keep it up, boys.
Got a bit of water on through that first little break there, so a little bit of water on the GoPro there. But as you go out to sea,
They're doing well, the Summerton boys.
looking strong.
Fit, strong men, I was about to say. So here comes New South Wales, their second leg, the underdogs from New South Wales, represented by South Curl. Rob Lowry's done a lot of representing different places. He's been in the Australian team before. He's a competent sweep, and he's a good bloke. So going around the sticky wickets.
Yeah, you've got Queensland and the
Too
Maroochydore
much
team.
urgency from that bow pair getting that around. That was a lazy turn.
Maroochydore looks like Michael Brooks up the back of the boat there.
Sure
He's
did.
coming in probably just ahead of the New South Wales. They must have had a good turn there.
Well, they have to stop and wait, really, because there is waves coming and you cannot be in the wrong place at the right time. You want to row onto one. Here comes Brooksy's crew. Maroochydore.
Yeah, you see the Bowman's trailed his oar there, ready for the tag. So he's got to run up the beach, tag the next teammate. Looks like they're going to have the Dicky Beach Tushies coming up next. So the under-23 females. You see Victoria here. So South Curly. You see the change over here. The New South Wales.
Great run from the South Curly crew. Now head cam. Is that Halangahu?
Yeah, mate. So I think this is the 23 women's here. They've had a bit of a dry start there for the girls. Water under the boat now. They're going nicely now.
Now they're away. That's good to know. They're up in Alley 4, New South Wales, which is the right end of the screen. Probably the favoured end to get in and out at the moment because of the swell conditions.
Yeah.
Here comes South Australia now, finishing off their second leg. Don't know if they've played the right card there. That looks like they're big boys.
Yeah, so And you got the Victorian crew here, so on board with the 23 females for Queensland here. Looks like the Dicky Beach girls there look like they are going to come into something here. Ooh, that's nicely done there. The girls have dug nicely out of the back of that wave there.
Yeah, good
got them straight away, straight out.
The tushies.
Yeah, that is done nicely there. You can see a bit of water in the bottom of the boat, getting pumped out now.
Yep, and you see them all staying up and down the slide together. A bit more of a rate there in the New South Wales boat. They're on cleaner water and they're up and running together. So once you get the boats up to speed, it's just got to keep the momentum up.
Yeah, you see the West Beach guys there in a little bit of strife. Another
they wouldn't be happy with that. They just got to get it back in time. They're going to get another one on the head here. Maybe two. There's one. Get it in, Blake.
Yeah, come on, let's go here. South Australia, let's get out of this point. As New South Wales come into the turn here. You're on with Sweet Ryan Halangaloo going into the Waikan.
Beautiful turn for Pebbles, is it?
Yeah, Pebbles there going around. And you see the Queensland girls right on their tails there. So this is the Dicky Beach crew.
This is a real dogfight because these two crews are the same division. They'll be eyeballing each other throughout the seasons. They're both really good crews, so they're well aware who's next to them too. Don't forget, you know these boats. And here comes Queensland with the tushies.
Yeah, these girls are both crews moved up from under 19s into the 23s this year. So
huge effort, a huge effort, and it is a big step up though. So to make these rep teams in their first crack is pretty amazing.
Yeah, they're both really good crews. These two.
Come on, Pebbles, get us down one.
As you can see, Ryan's had a big look there sideways.
Yeah, here comes the tushies now, looking over at Pebbles the other way. Course looks clear in front of him. Is there anything coming?
The girls are praying for a wave here.
Oh, a lot of looking around going on in that boat. Here comes the tushies, head on the job.
They've rowed here nicely. Here the girls, a little bit of a backwash there. That's a good fly.
That gives you a perfect example of the tough job the sweeps have got today.
Yeah.
That's well handled to everyone there. Well done.
Yeah, so you're coming in here for the third leg. So you're coming in for the changeover here for the last leg of the junior relay. You see both bow and second bow there.
Oh, great turn. Great bring it home to your mates right on the cue there for the Wonder Weapons to represent New South Wales. And it's going to be tough to see who gets away first off the beach. Short Queensland's under 23 crew is their male crew to remain.
Yeah, so, and you see the Victorian crews, they're just waiting for a wave. And that's Anglesey there with...
Right! Over right!
Possibly.
Over right!
And they're just going to run that one in nicely alongside the South Australian crew there.
Here comes South Australia now after getting hit on the way out. They're working their way back to shore.
And they've trailed there, the South Australian crew.
I was going to say.
There's Victorian Estate
in the seats.
In their seats there. And they're right back on their pin as well. So they've done nicely there. Bow person's probably jumped out the wrong side there. Had to go around his boat to get up to the changeover point.
Well, you see the powerhouses of surf boats, New South Wales and Queensland here. When they form up as a team, that's Claypan and his Colts. And they are flying too. So where is Wanda? Let's have a look at where this race sits.
So that's the South Australian Somerton girls. So I think they're the under 23 girls for Somerton.
Good
South
chance.
Australia there, and the Victorian St Kilda crew there.
Using cleaver oars.
Matt Colker at the back there.
Using the cleavers. You've got to get them in time, though, I tell you. Looks like spaghetti at the moment. Oh, we've got a crab.
Bit of chaos
Someone's
in
come
Victoria.
Yeah, well, those blades are hard to handle in the wind. I don't know if that's affecting their control. But you see Long from here, from Somerton, going out to the can. Got to row back up to it. Sort of starting the cruise to the right-hand side of the course. Getting up to your can, and there's Wanda. Here we go.
They're running along the top of that one nicely, aren't they? They're just really working.
Let's just see where this Queensland crew is in comparison, but they look good, the Wanda boys. Look at that bow wave pushing out of the nose. That boat's flying. You can tell when they're up and running fast because it pushes out that bow wave just under the bow. And here's Queensland.
They're not letting him get away.
Turning with the run.
Right on it all the way to the finish here.
He's got a little something there, Damo. Get down it, and he's over. So let's have the wide shot if we can. He's got to hold this now, sucking him back. Crew's ready to row in their seats. He's looking over.
Had another look there, and we're going to go back out to the South Australian. You can see how far behind they are in this race here. Queensland and New South Wales have really just accelerated away.
Yep, and there it is.
See New South Wales up the beach just ahead of the Queensland
You
crews.
see that real-time gap there. So it's
New South Wales over Queensland there.
a lot of cheer in the Queensland crew, but we think New South Wales probably got that one.
Yeah, New
Well
South
done
Wales
to
with
the
the
Blues.
chocolates.
Great racing. What a way to start this relay session.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
great way to
Here we
start the
go.
interstates for 2021.
Beautiful Mollymook Beach.
Here's one here.
Team Navy,
Come
ASRL.
on, let's make it on
Do a
this.
wonderful job.
Come on now.
Yeah, great work here by all, and
Hard down.
great to be back at Mollymook Surf Lifesaving Club for a
Down
second
it.
year.
Go hard now.
As you see the Somerton girls here, they're just
Go hard all the
running
way
nicely
home. Come on.
into a third spot, I think.
Come on,
They'll
girls.
learn from this
Come on.
experience, those girls.
Now. Come on,
Making these
this
teams,
bit.
it's you know you
Come
do
on.
gain a
Hit it
wealth
hard.
of experience
Come on. Hit it hard.
just from being
Over it.
around the other rowers,
Down
and
the
I'm
bow,
sure
girls.
that everyone gets
Come
friendly
on,
to try and
girls.
help each other make their state go
Wait.
the fastest. So, as I said,
Come on.
they'll be making new
On
mates,
this
which
bit.
is what the sport's all about, and they
Come
can
on,
be proud of
get
their
it.
efforts there. They've got another chance to do it in the individual
Come on.
under 23 relay.
Yeah,
Come
and
on.
they'll also
And
get
the
a
all age, the
big
big
crack
one.
at the all age as well.
So
So
let's see how they go. Well done, girls.
just regather, go back up, sort themselves out, cheer the rest of the
Stay
teams
all across,
on.
girls.
You see, our girl's done well there, got out of the boat fast. She wants to gain that valuable points. They don't want to give anything up to...
I think it's a good scalp if South Australia can take down Victoria. Have they?
Oh, right down to the wire there.
No, on that one. Wow. Well, there's your results. In first position for the under 19 23 relay, New South Wales.
Then went to Queensland
Victoria finishing in third.
and South Australia in fourth. Alrighty, so we now move into the open relay. So in Alley 1, we've got New South Wales,
South Australia in Alley 2
Queensland in 3,
and Victoria in 4. So this is made up of the open and reserve grade senior relay for the interstates. They shuffle the alleys around and they're away, and Bulleye is taking it away for the A grade for New South Wales. So it's pretty to watch as we go off. You can see there they've not mucking around and they're out to sea. They're getting over a little green one now, up and over.
Yeah, so you see New South Wales have opted to lead with their open men. So the order is up to team managers and the crews together to work out. So you see Brighton there. Looks like they've got their reserve women going out to sea there.
Yeah, so you'd imagine there'd be a little gap between the Brighton reserve women and Bulleye men's A crew.
Yeah, it might be a slight gap there, but then South Australia have still got their open men up their sleeves.
So it's playing a bit of chess, or is it checkers? We don't know, but we're going out to sea here, and Bulleye with Shoalhaven around first. They're in Alley 1, and they're holding their own. So that's the gap between the men's and the women's. It's picking up on which crew it actually is for South Australia, but it's definitely the Bulleye boat in first position. There's Queensland represented by a Currumbin boat, it looks like. So don't know which Currumbin crew that is just from here at the minute, but it's definitely a second. That's for second, and Victoria there looks like their men's crew as well. So from Lorne. So looking out to sea now, there's plenty of racing to be had. Those guys using cleaver oars as well. Bigger surface area, but wider to catch the wind. So they pulled down that one. Coming in to see Bulleye now at home.
Yeah, so you see Shane running up the beach. He's going to...
Send one of his apprentices, I think he did.
Yeah,
And down they go.
down goes New South Wales. Victoria coming in here. See Jeff Matthews up the back there.
And then, is it Pebbles Reserve Women crew
Yeah.
from Collaroy representing New South Wales? They're a strong crew. So this is a great team. Star-studded team. There goes Davey Toomba for Queensland. Away they go in one of their divisions, represented by Noosa.
So I think that's their reserve female as well.
One on the nose. Pumps are now working for New South Wales. So New South Wales up in Alley 1 and got a bit more water to negotiate. There's another one. And there's another one coming. And they're out. Ooh.
Jesus, they've done well there to get through that.
Got to preserve yourself in the seats, though, when you're going up and over waves. You've got feet there. You can use them to sort of absorb your landing. But regardless, they're away, and New South Wales really pushing hard now.
Yeah, you go across to the Victorian crew there.
Yeah, moving along. It seems like we've got the Noosa crew coming right along there with Davey Toomba.
I think that's their reserve women crew, I think.
doing well. And they're back to the Alley 1 New South Wales in the blue caps. So they're wearing helmets today. Surf's up, wearing helmets, and then away they go now. So he's rowing up to his red and yellow gate can. He's got to stay on the left of his gate can. He's got to go, well, I beg your pardon, we're turning on the gate cans.
Turning on the gate cans.
So he's got to come up to his team. He's got to finish on his team so he can pass the baton and not have to run too far. You'll see that's why he's angling slightly up to the left.
Yeah, it's a lot faster rowing towards them than it is the runner running up the beach.
Yeah, so he'll come and get his line, and then he'll take a wave in, ideally on the line or wherever he can that's suitable. Here he comes straightening up now, chasing, looking for something, searching. Girl's really strong on the finish there. Bang into the chest. There we go for Victoria and New South Wales. Is he on that? He's trying to take it back to his team.
Sliding sideways there.
I think he's done that deliberately. Push on it for a re-entry.
And Victoria as well coming in at the same time.
Well, the
and
girls,
in New South Wales, you see the bow go poised there, but I don't.
She's got to be careful
Oh,
there.
here we go. Sweep Ryan's.
Oh, he's off.
Out and running.
Wow, what footage.
But I think the bow girl there has
She's
completely
cleaned him up.
out-dominated
She's
him.
blitzed him. And there's Bluey. Interesting running style from Bluey from North Bondi too.
Yeah, he's trying
He's
to
a
run
good
down
man.
there.
Here come North Bondi now. In and away.
You see, they just took the pause there, waited for that little bump to go under them.
Yeah, smart play. You really got to let your boat be in the best position. No point going and putting yourself under one if you've got a choice.
Yeah, so you see Anglesey there representing Victoria going out to sea now.
And they're trying hard, the Victorians. There's the New South Wales team swept by Steve Lanark. Old Bluey, he's a good man. And he's done really well to be in this team. Those boys are doing well here. So they're on the way out to sea, trying to find that red and yellow can. There's Anglesey from Victoria.
That's their Open Women crew there.
They're in Alley 4. You see
Open Women's there, and then you come across to
Currumbin.
Queensland and Currumbin,
Well,
and they're probably looking at their reserve crew there.
I think that Queensland crew is possibly about to go and lap the Victorians, catching up. I'm not sure of where it's placed, but we just get confirmation on that. You see the winds howling now, the course. It is tricky out the back.
Yeah, you can see
It's
that
North
flag
Bondi
now,
and
really
Alley 1
balanced.
now. Here he goes. Here comes Bluey from North Bondi. Is he going to get down this? He's on the top. No, it's going to come underneath him.
No, so I think
So
Victoria
now
are
he's
up on the
looking.
same leg.
Well, that's a good effort from Victoria, but here comes Bluey again now. He's got to come back to his mark. He's got to hold it straight first, though. This one, he's taken off a little sideways. He wants to straighten it up.
Yeah,
Is he on this one?
He's let himself drift a long way north. He's trying to aim it south, bring it back south.
Well, the wind also hits that side, and that's
Probably.
the way it wants to push him. So just keep your oars in, boys.
New South Wales have done exactly the same
the
thing
bowman.
again here.
Bowman should be on the row there, or he might be taking it up to his area strategically, but somebody should be getting an oar in the water there, and somebody think about getting out of the boat and getting up the beach for your mates from your state. What's happening, boys?
They're really just sitting there, not doing a lot there.
Well, they've up and out of it now, so possibly in first is New South Wales.
Second looks like it goes across to Victoria here. You got the Anglesey Lightning coming across. Their Open Women's crew, so they're going to change over, and we've got one more leg to go here.
It's looking really good here for New South Wales, but there goes the Queensland team from Currumbin. Yeah. Always a strong outfit. Several crews represented by Currumbin, but it looks like Northcliffe there setting it up here for the last lap. Is it his A-grade women or his A-grade men for Claypan? It's one of the two.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably going to be their Open Men crew, I think, finishing off this for...
One for Lawn to negotiate, and he's over, and his sweep oar's intact. So, yep, it's the A-grade men, the Northcliffe Thunder, pretty sure. The Hurricanes. What are
Thunder.
they? Thunder.
Northcliffe Thunder.
One
And
on the
they're gonna
nose for the Thunder there.
Smash
Boom.
through this one here.
They're all experienced Queenslanders there. You see trying to bridge a little gap there.
You see the North Cronulla girls representing New South Wales there. They're probably just out in front, but they've got a long way to go back to their turning can here.
That's Funky and his team.
Yeah, mate.
So they're rowing up to the turning can there. You know, it does...
Probably gone a little bit too wide there. And you see the Victorian guys to the right of screen there, and you can see New South Wales off in the distance there. Coming back on screen now, that bow girl, she's got to work a long way to get around that can.
Interesting, you see, sitting in this box, you see different techniques of turning. And the sweeps, if they're savvy, they'll be going home to do a bit of homework on and getting a boat around. But that was not the best turn going into the wind. And we'll see probably something different here from the Northcliffe team. coming into his turn. These are big, strong men. Usually they want to be up and around in 2 if they can.
Victoria
Ready,
just
digging,
slightly
1, 2, and there they go, 3 away. That's a good turn.
It's a beautiful turn there
Especially
from
in this
Queensland.
wind. Yep.
They've brought the game right up to that Victorian crew. They're probably going to go straight onto that runner. That is beautiful rowing there from the boys. Look at that.
Look at this run. There's another run for Lorne. Trying hard, the Victorian girls. Not to be outshone, but here comes Northcliffe looking for something.
Yeah, you can see just to the right of screen there, the
Here
North
comes
Cronulla girls.
Funky.
They're just ahead here. Couple of waves ahead of the Queensland crew.
Yeah, no, they've done well. He sends the bow girl up to keep the nose trim. And she's also going to eject herself out of there and get up the beach for the finish. Not too early.
Yeah, you see the Queensland crew having a look around there. They're just a wave behind. They've rowed really nicely to get back into this race here. They've really had to push hard to get over that Victorian crew. They're going to row nicely over that wave there. You see the bow trail is all there.
And he's getting ready. There's no point going early. He's going to time it perfect. He's practiced these at Ocean Thunder, and out you go. So the other boys will right that boat. Victoria crossing the line now. 2 of them having a crack to get up the finish. Well, finishing off in the open relay, you had New South Wales in first place.
Queensland in 2.
Victoria came home with 3rd.
And South Australia wrapping it up in 4th.
Fantastic racing at the ASRL 2021 at Mollymook. Well, here we are at Mollymook Beach for the Under-19 Interstate Race for 2021, the ASRL Open. There's your representatives. In Alley 1 from Victoria, you've got the Anglesea Storm.
Alley 2 from New South Wales, the South Curl Underdogs.
In Alley 3 from West Beach, you've got the Sand Sharks.
And in Alley 4, Maroochydore Force representing Queensland. And we're down to the start here, and they're away.
In the GoPro vision there for Victoria, you see a pretty sloppy start from those juniors. To their right, you've got New South Wales. So you've got in with Victoria now punching through the break. There's New South Wales, the underdogs, swept by the Termite Lowry with his young bloke in the stroke seat there. They're pushing hard, representing their state. And they're probably early leaders at the moment.
They're going out through these couple of little bumps to navigate through here. Victoria pumping over that one, but South Curl and New South Wales leading the race out in front here.
Well, this is great effort from these young men to make these state teams. It's a real highlight for them. You see the West Beach crew from South Australia there copping a bit and checking out the pumps are working. But there's your leaders, the underdogs from South Curly, a really strong junior crew, doing very well there. There with Victoria now, setting it. You see he's pointing it up to his can. Looking around over his shoulder. He's probably sitting in second. Back with the leaders now.
Yeah, we're only going to the gate cans here, so it's a short, sharp race here.
See the wind there starting to affect the course in front of the boats. There's the Queensland crew with the Maroochydore team on board. They're all going up to this.
They're going all the way out.
They're going out past the gate cans. Oh, a bit tricky there. In the relays, it was a turning on the gate can, but we're going to the turning cans. It's rightly so too. This is the pinnacle of state racing here, and New South Wales there setting an early lead. Little one coming under them and then negotiating out the... Well, looks like Queensland may be up in Alley 1 coming back. They've turned New South Wales. There's the Queensland crew done a strong turn. They're back in this game now.
Yeah, President Michael Brooks there having a look over his shoulder there. Runners building behind him.
You see the Victorian crew dragging the chain a little bit, looking around. The crew's up ahead of him, but they're back with Queensland.
He's driving them here. He's running them nicely. They need to get over this one here.
Brooksy working hard to get over that one there. Now Victoria there with the head cam. They're looking laboured and tired. I don't think they can do it in this race. There's Queensland.
They're just sitting on top of that one there, running into the edge here.
Well, it's anybody's race. You're with the leaders, I'd say now. The underdogs pushing hard to get down this. You see the rate comes up. Are they going to fall over the front of it?
Queensland just sitting there. There
Well,
must
they've
be
stopped.
that wave in front there, so they've just had to sit and wait for that wave.
Wait for this one. Wants to be in the right spot. There's Brooksy up on the chocks. Oh, it's hit him at the back. Has he got it?
Oh, no, there he goes. Oh, he slewed sideways there.
Sideways.
He's re-entry there
Re-entry
nicely.
from Brooksy.
Oh.
Not a bad effort, but I think it's going to be New South Wales there. Too strong. I think New South Wales are going to get the victory in that under-19 state relay. The boys from South Curl, well done.
Yeah, tough conditions there for the boys. as on board here with the Victorians as they come across the line. They're probably going to come across in third spot there between them and South Australia.
Well, they're making up minor places. It's pretty even for third and fourth. It's all important for points.
Sure is. And so the results of the under-19 male individual race for the interstate this year.
So first from New South Wales, the South Curl Underdogs.
Second, the Maroochydore Force from Queensland.
West Beach Sand Sharks in third.
And fourth was the Anglesea Storm from Victoria.
Back here now for the Interstate Under-19 female race for the 2021 ASRL Open. In Alley 1, we've got the Noosa Kookaburras representing Queensland.
In Alley 2, we've got Victoria Port Campbell Selkies.
In Alley 3, we had North Cronulla Boffs.
And in 4, we've got South Australia Southport Stormies.
They're away. Well, it's an awful start there from Queensland. I don't know what's happened. North Cronulla Boffs, there they are, and they're away, I think, in the lead.
Yeah, great start there from the North Cronulla girls. Representing New South Wales, you've got the team captain of New South Wales, Michael Boffinger, standing at the back of the boat there.
It's a great highlight for Boff to make this team with his young ladies. You see Queensland now negotiating one straight on the head.
Oh, man, they crash through that one.
Well done, girls.
Dig it out the back there. And so you see the North Cronulla girls probably out first there. Then you go across to the Southport Stormies in second.
Port Campbell Selkies and the Victorian crew, Port Campbell there, dragging the chain a little. There's Queensland nice and long there together. I think that's Davey Toomba on the back of that boat. Driving the girls out to the sea. You'll see the wind picking up. You see the Ripley water there in front of them.
Yeah, lots of chop to go, navigate through for the girls there. You see the Southport boat there, just trying to run it. Try and keep that bow down, not bounce it around too much.
Well, the timing of these girls' strokes is critical. They're not as strong as the big fellas. The boats are equally as heavy. So doing it together in time is all easy. It makes it a lot easier there. See Queensland, long, strong rhythm there, working their way back up into the field. But I think Boff and his New South Wales girls from North Cronulla are going to take us out to the Cairns there, Nick.
Yeah, certainly looks that way. You can see just to the right of the Queensland crew there, Davey Toomba looking over. He can see where he's got to be.
You see this course now. The wind is into it. It's hard for these girls. They're rowing back up to the red can to turn on. They have to come back inside their gate can. There's the Noosa team hitting the wind. The wind's coming from right to left on shore. On your screen as you're watching it there, they're going into the turning can. It's all evened up a little bit. You see North Cronulla getting around there to the right of Queensland.
South Australia right at the top of the screen there, probably getting around with North Cronulla there. Queensland have got to hold up a bit here.
Gives you a great aspect for people that don't row what the sweep is looking at and how the girls handle it. You see they're really working hard there. Good effort from the young girls in the boat, coming back up to their gate can. The Port Campbell girls from South Australia, just probably out of their depth here at the moment.
Yeah, just got to row across the waves here to get back into their gate cans.
This is tricky for the sweeps, Nick, because the wind hits the tuck. It's hard to stay straight. You've got to manage to get through these gate cans. There's Boff doing a strong job there. Look at him.
Yeah, looking strong there from North Cronulla, the New South Wales crew there. Yes, they're probably just a little bit in front of the other crews there. They're really trying to row down this wave.
Giving him a good run there for Boff and his New South Wales team. He's up in alley 3, I think he's looking at there. So he's got a good part of the course for waves.
You see Queensland on board with Queensland here. They're searching for something. They want to get back up into second spot here and keep those all important points.
One thing you know, Queenslanders will never give up. They'll never give up. But here goes Boff. There's wave building behind them for a couple of them.
Yeah, let's see what they can do here. So the Queensland crew, they're starting to run this one here. They're probably not going to be able to get down this one, but they should be able to get a good run off it.
See Boff now setting up nicely for this wave. Come on, girls, get down this New South Wales. Get down it, Boff. To the line, son.
That's it. North Cronulla down that wave nicely.
Well handled.
Nice little adjustment there from Michael Boffinger coming in there.
Beautiful shot.
See a great shot there as you see Boff and the New South Wales girls coming across in first spot there.
Well, that's a great effort. So the junior divisions now for the girls have been taken out by New South Wales. There's Queensland finishing off their race. But under 19 domination for New South Wales, taking out the men's and the women's now.
Yeah, so it's going to be close there for the second and third, but I think Southport might have just edged out Queensland.
Yeah,
coming across the line there, and you see the Victorian crew just coming in here side. Oh, here they go.
Strange technique from the sweep there. He had his blade out of the water
Yeah, you see Sweep from Port Campbell there. Just going for a swim. The girl's trying to stay in the boat there, but...
It should be a bit more urgent to get that thing square on or straight on in the wave zone. But anyway, recapping there. For first position, New South Wales, North Cronulla.
Second, South Australia, Southport Stormies.
Noosa Kookaburras in third from Queensland.
And Port Campbell Celties from Victoria in fourth.
Well done, girls.
Alrighty, so we've got the under-23 male individual race for the Interstate Championships here at Mollymook Beach.
We'll say that we've got no WA crews here today, but we'll shout out to them as we go. In Alley 1, we've got the Summit and Sticky Wickets from South Australia.
In Alley 2, you got Damien Claypan's Northcliffe Hurricanes from Queensland.
The Torquay Boyos from Victoria in Alley 3.
And in Alley 4, you've got the Wonder Weapons swept by Nathan Spinner for New South Wales.
They're moving really fast. I'd have to put my money on Wanda at the moment.
Yeah, here we go. We're on board with the Somerton crew here.
Guns up. And away. Here we go. Somerton take it away now. The sweep gets in. All crews negotiate the start.
But look at those Wonder Boys, the bottom of the screen. They have rocketed away here.
They've gone over a little one here. Wanda getting one on the nose.
They're going to just punch through that one there nicely.
All crews
the other crew's hitting it a little bit harder there. But the Wanda crew just skipping out ahead there. At the bottom of the screen there.
Keeping that rate up, Wanda. Keeping it a little bit shorter, a little bit faster, and then lengthening out as we go out to the course. But these young men, they're strong and fast. This division is one of the quickest. You see there, that's Somerton long in the boat together, coming through around the rollick. But there's Wanda in the lead there, Nick, I'd say.
Yeah, certainly agree with you there, Phil. Wanda just starting to settle into their race here now. They're really starting to push into this corner here in Alley 6 or Alley 5 there.
I think at Alley 1 and 2 is a bit harder to get out. So if you get out with the leaders in Alley 1 and 2, you're a good chance coming home from the wave zone. But Wanda, they're pushing. You see the water looks tough out there, Nick. I was out there earlier, but it is tougher now.
Yeah, certainly. The wind is really starting to pick up across the bow here as you're going out to sea.
Try and keep that nose flat, keep that boat carving through the ocean. Try not the hobby horse by moving up and down the slide erratically. Wanda now moving into their turn in Alley 4. And they're going to turn on the white can, and they're going in. There it is.
Yeah, that's a nice turn there from the Wanda boys. They're probably a boat length ahead. Then you probably go across to...
Somerton in second, I'd say, there with them now.
See, they just held up on the can there a little bit for the stroke there.
Oh, he's got his oar stuck. Oh, it's a rookie error, that kid. He's cost his team a couple of lengths there. Wanda are up and out, and so's Queensland. So it looks like probably a two-horse race now. Somerton costing himself in that on that turning can for the stroke.
But you see Wanda there had a nice little runner there. They've just dropped off the back of it. You see South Australia here just trying to grind out and try and gain some momentum back here. They're just off the back of the Queensland crew there.
Yeah, the sweep's tacking up to the left to come through their gate can and then turning down to run with it. You see Spinner comes through the white can, and now he's got into the boys. He's trying to get a runner and get him away. They're pushing ahead now.
That's a great row there from the Wanda crew. They have really milked that runner.
Yeah, super strong there. You see Somerton coming back up into it. You see Queensland to the left of them out the corner of the sweep's helmet. But Wanda now 3 lengths in front, coming into the wave zone. There could be one underneath them here, Nick. This could shut the gates.
Yeah, certainly. It looks like there's a wave building there. You can see the rate lifting for the Wanda boys. They're really starting to power down this wave here. That's a really nice looking rowing.
Oh, wow. The rate comes up, and they'll pull down the front of it, will they?
They're sort of just sitting on the top.
Over the front there, no.
They're just going to be happy to sit behind it there. They've got just off the little bump just behind it, and they'll use that to just run themselves in there nicely.
Perfectly done. Well done, New South Wales. Another victory for New South Wales. Queensland finishing off second, but they're coming from everywhere behind Queensland.
Certainly, they're coming from the skies there, and you can see Queensland in second,
yeah,
South Australia in third.
And then the Somerton team, I think, from South Australia had a bit of trouble at the turning can. Stroke's got to watch that. He's just got that oar blade stuck under the turning can and probably cost him a place or two, I'd say. But New South Wales far too strong there, Nick.
Certainly are, mate. It was a dominant performance.
I haven't seen Don around anywhere. I'm trying to find him. He's gone missing. New South Wales dominating this racing today.
Yeah, you can see the Mollymook Surf Club there. Great host club here down for the ASRL 2021 ASRL Open.
What a great beach. Thanks for having us, Mollymook. Sensational effort. There's the results confirmed. Wonder Weapons, New South Wales first.
Northcliffe Hurricanes, Queensland in 2.
And third place, Torquay Boyos, with Summerton wrapping up the field for fourth.
Alrighty, so next up is our 23 female from the top. We're in Alley 1 from New South Wales, Collaroy Beast Mode.
Summerton Stormers from South Australia in 2.
Dicky Beach Tushies in 3.
And from Victoria, the St Kilda Salamanders. Here we go with North.
With Collaroy.
Beg your pardon there, it is Collaroy. Carry on.
Carry on, and the Victorian crew getting out nicely here. The girls are rowing nicely. They're going to get checked on this wave here.
All coming forward, getting over this wave, catching over the back there. You see the nose getting hammered there. The girls need to find some deep water now.
You can see just to the left of them, the Dicky Beach crew probably getting a little bit of a better start. New South Wales here looking strong. The girls are just out past those breaking waves there. They're starting to settle into their rate here now.
Really strong club, Collaroy. On the back of that boat, I believe it's Ryan Halengahu. He's one of our future Hall of Fame sweeps for sure. And he's doing well here with the girls.
Yeah,
driving them for his state out to the cans and back.
Probably Queensland just ahead at this point here. You can see them just to the left of screen of your Victorian boat there. You can see the Dicky Beach girls just really powering ahead there.
They're one of the strong crews, Nick, in this division, the Dicky Beach Tushies. They've been together for some time. I know Don fancies them to get a result, so just keep your eyes on them.
Certainly are. New South Wales just starting to power here. They're pulling ahead of the Victorian crew and trying to level up with that Queensland crew that's just ahead there.
This GoPro visual gives you a real good aspect on what we sweeps look at. Basically, see what's coming, look around, keep an eye on the boat, trying to keep the nose flat. But it gets bumpier and bumpier. Just try not to do too much coaching on the way out in a race because you don't have time. You've got to focus on what's happening with your boat. You've got to steer it down the right course. And here comes Pebbles into the red can on the red boat. It's a nice touch. Going in now, you see
Queensland have already turned there. They're probably a boat length ahead of the other crews. But really, you can throw a blanket over the rest. The next three are all right together.
Even. That's exactly right. Here we go now. Away they go. What's happened here?
Victoria have sort of done a weird looking turn, gone quite wide there. Must have got bumped a bit by the wave.
Maybe they had to come in a bit tighter because the crew ahead of them was coming out wide perhaps. But we see back to the Dicky Beach Tushies there from Queensland now. Queensland showing some heart and taking this to the girls. Winning this race at the moment.
Coming across here to the South Australian crew. They are right on the hammer of that Queensland crew. Victoria just off of pace a little bit off on alley 4 there. You're on here with New South Wales. You can see them coming into the gate cans. They're boat lengths behind the Queensland crew here.
See his red can on his right hand side. That's the side you've got to have it on your way past. So he's in his lane and now he's turned for the waves. There's runners now for the field. I think Queensland might have too much ahead of them though. They're chasing run here. Victoria also chasing, trying to tidy up their race.
That's a great shot there. You can see the Queensland crew there. A couple of boat lengths ahead there. Let's see what waves come up under them here. There's one building under the Queensland crew. You can see the Victorian girls really driving to try and stay in this race. But Queensland out in front here. That is a dominant race there. They are really powering down. They're just going to sit on the top of this little runner here. New South Wales coming on.
Here goes Pebbles.
Trying to get over a wave there.
He won't get down that one.
No, he's
Dicky
not.
Beach holding their lead there, rowing now through some broken water. It's really heavy strokes now. They're fighting for everything, but they're pretty comfortably in first here. So
it'll be Queensland, and it's going to be a fight for the second place here. But you've got to remember that every single point matters in the interstate competition.
They do all that up. Well done, Queensland. They've got one on the board for the Dicky Beach Tushies. Well done, girls.
Yeah, very close racing there between New South Wales and South Australia for second and third.
Well, I don't know if the judges could split them. I'm not sure. I've called it.
I've called it. They've called a tie there. So in first place, you had the Dicky Beach girls from Queensland. In second place, you had Collaroy Beast Mode and Summerton Stormers. And in fourth place, you had the Victorian St Kilda Salamanders.
Welcome back here to the 2021 ASRL Open Interstates. We've got the Reserve Male Division now. St Kilda from Victoria in Alley 1.
North Bondi in New South Wales in Alley 2.
Somerton Seahawks from South Australia in 3.
And Currumbin from Queensland in Alley 4.
There's strong crews all representing their states here, and they're away in the Reserve Interstate race. Oh, horrendous trouble up in Alley 1. They've stopped rowing. North Bondi's been hit too. I don't know what's happened here to those two boats in Alley 1 and 2. Somerton are on, and they're just getting belted. And where's Queensland?
Oh, Queensland are miles ahead. They're 3 boat lengths ahead already.
Try 10. That's I don't know what's happened here in this race, but North Bondi and the crew from St Kilda both butchering the start, and Queensland now.
The Currumbin Krakens are off to a cracking start there.
Well played. They're a gun crew, the Krakens. They've come up from the Colts. It's tough to crack into an A-grade side in Currumbin. They've got a great A-grade crew. And you see their reserve grade crew also strong now by 5 lengths out to lead from Somerton. North Bondi now making up some ground in third place, trying to catch on to second into the back of that Somerton crew. And the Victorian crew, well, the Angry Dogs will be barking because I'm not sure what happened there, but they're nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, they're well off screen there, right down the back on the beach there still. But back with our leaders here, Queensland in first place. They are absolutely rocketing along.
Yeah, they're moving well. Lyle Clark, the sweep of the Krakens there. You see their timing. You see the bodies in time. You see those blades going in and out together. And long blades in the water. So you see the course as well there. Gives you a good shot. Plenty of water moving around. Heaps of run out there. Tricky sweeping and tricky rowing. You got to watch your blade at all times.
Yeah, it certainly is. You see the Kraken coming into the turn here. They're going to be turning on that bottom white can there. At the bottom of the screen there. 1, 2. And that's a great turn there from in tricky conditions, because that's right where that bow's trying to blow around.
It's hard to get it around. You're right, Nick, there. So they're up and facing the right way home now, Queensland. You've got Somerton angling into second there, going around now. North Bondi just half a nose or half a boat off the third place there. So
they've done well to catch up there in New South Wales.
They have done well.
They're a long way behind, and they've really brought themselves back up into this race here.
Well, I think these Queensland crews got some inspiration from some of their female crews starting to get a few good results here, Queensland, and they're looking strong again in this under 23, this reserve male division.
Yeah, as they come back into the gate cans here, you see the sweep looking over his shoulder. He wants a wave here.
It's wave on pretty much any time from here. There's been a few rogue waves come through the course. You see Lyle cutting to his right, chasing the run that way, the way the water wants to take him.
Yeah, he really wants to cut right across onto these other alleys and make sure he's in the best spot. That's what you get, being the leader. First through, you get to pick where you want to go.
Commanding lead. He's not impeding anyone, and he's that far in front that it doesn't make a difference. So off Lyle goes. But North Bondi, they've done a huge row back up into second here for New South Wales.
Yeah, they're just falling off the back of a runner there now, but they're right back in this race. They're probably just ahead of the South Australian crew there.
Well, this is Queensland's to lose, I'm going to say right now, but the real race here is for second and third. You've got North Bondi and you've got South Australia fighting it out. Yeah. And they're coming into the break now. You've got the waves building under Queensland, so Queensland should hold this to the line. And there's Victoria. They're going in the other direction, and they're right in the middle of this second and third tussle. This could be anything. What's happening here? They're going down the waves, nearly hitting each other. Both these crews for second and third. Victoria out the way.
Victoria have just caused havoc in here. South Australia flying sideways.
Oh, he's
into New South Wales. You can see the sweep. He's hanging out the back
he's
there.
Hanging on for life, but that was a comedy of errors. I mean, it looked like Victoria just upset those two crews, and the rest is history. So, yeah, it's probably a hole in that North Bondi boat.
Yeah, it certainly is. We're going to have to go down to the judges and see what they say here.
Well, looking at it there, fair result. The Kraken's in first from Queensland.
North Bondi in second from New South Wales.
And Somerton equals second due to that collision.
And then fourth place, wrapping up the places, is Victoria, the St Kilda Angry Dogs.
There you see Victoria. Really shouldn't have been in that position in this race. I mean, he's clearly last. He didn't need to be going right in front of his team, the other team. But anyway, Queensland back on the board. Back here now with the reserve female interstate racing at the beautiful Mollymook Beach 2021 ASRL Open. Representing your states from Queensland, you've got the Noosa Bowerbirds in Alley 1.
Victoria, the Lawn Lions in 2.
Collaroy Queen Bees for New South Wales in 3.
And the Brighton Broncos from South Australia.
Oh, anyone could win this race. It's a tough division, reserve females. I like Pebbles Crew from New South Wales, but these other clubs don't put out bad outfits. So let's keep an eye on this one.
Certainly, I think this is going to be one of the closest racing this division. It's a little bit of an unknown, really.
Well, yeah, the girls, they're been on hold at the moment for the general racing. But here we are in the interstates, and we're in the starters' hands.
See them here, the girls poised, ready for a start. They're just going to let this wave roll under them.
See, and away they go. Great start by the young New South Wales crew, the reserve crew, getting over this little bubble now with Pebbles, up and over. Good catch from the bow lady.
Yeah, great work there from the bow pair. Really just popping them over that wave. You see the Brighton Broncos getting smashed into one there just to the right of screen. That's really checked them hard.
It's filled their boat up, and there's Queensland getting it away with Davey Toomba and the Noosa Bowerbirds. So it's a real tough course out the back. You see New South Wales trying to get away. They got a green one to go up and over. Long in the water. Oh, Queensland and Victoria
both getting heavily hit there.
Belted.
So you've got New South Wales out cleanly in first spot there. Probably going across to South Australia, the Brighton Broncos. And then back to Queensland and Victoria, both who got hit hard there.
Lawns, you see the pumps on both those boats are hammering out water. They do a great job to empty out these vessels, but it can be too little too late if you fill up on the bank, because these other crews out to sea are dry and they're out and they're away.
Yeah, they're making you hurt for it here. The girls coming up towards their gate can now.
It must be a great feeling rowing in that state cap. It's a great honour for these girls and the sweeps and the clubs. It's huge to make these rep teams. So well done, New South Wales. Well done to all of these girls now. Going into the turn, the Collaroy Queen Bees. No, we're going through the gate cans. We're going all the way out.
Yeah, great work here. So you can see on board with sweep Ryan Halangaloo here, and he's great work from him having 2 girls crews in this New South Wales state team.
Yes, he's a man of the sport. And he's doing a great job here trying to get the points for New South Wales. He's a bit of a guru on the northern beaches, for those of you who don't know him. Practically spends his life on Facebook. But here his crew go there now.
Certainly does. You got the Brighton Broncos just to the right of screen here. Really right up on New South Wales' tail here. They're not letting them get away.
That's great rowing together in time, just within, not overdoing it, staying in a good rhythm there, a good rate, coming up to the yellow can. He's going to call it, ready, round, and in the dig goes 1, 2, and they're trying to get round in 3 because it's windy, and up together there. Not bad for the girls. They don't have as much power as the boys. They are hard to turn into that wind, Nick, as you were saying before.
Yeah, it certainly is. You could see great work there from the bow girl, really getting that boat round there for the Collaroy crew.
Yeah. And there's the crew from South Australia, the Broncos from Brighton. They're not going to give up. They're not going to die wandering.
No, look at them here. There's got a wave building behind them. Let's see what they can run off this.
You see him running there 45 degrees. She's got to come up to that white can. It is hard to hold when the wind hits the tuck and the wind comes up. Sorry, the tuck comes up and the wind hits it. You got to really have your blade in the water and a bit of pressure on your sweep oar to hold that straight. You can lose it easily. Here comes Pebbles through his yellow can.
You can see how tight he took that, made sure he was right over on the edge there.
Now he's going to tack back to the beach there, but it's anybody's race from these 2 leaders. I think there's a little one underneath New South Wales for the moment, but South Australia are not going anywhere, Nick. This is a real dogfight here.
Yeah, they're right in this race here. It's going to come right down to the wire here. South Australia and New South Wales just out in front here.
You see these girls trying to stay on their blades. Pretty good concentration there. You don't want your crew looking around at this point. There's nothing to look at other than your oar. You need to focus on the job till the beach is up the sand. Let the sweep do his job. So here goes Pebbles now, straightening it up across some shallow water, trying to find a wave. See girls looking around, hoping for a wave. They're cooked.
They're searching for it there, aren't they?
They are, but here it comes. The one they wanted. He's called them back. You see an example of a comeback. Girls low and up the middle. Keep it in the centre, girls.
Yeah, that's Ryan's fiance there in the second bow seat there. So a few words to say after that one.
Oh, it's beautiful romance in a surf boat. And if anybody needs a wedding celebrant, I'm available.
Always there.
Great
So New
row
South
for
Wales,
That's
coming
awesome.
across the line nicely there. That's a great wave all the way in for the New South Wales crew. So they'll take first spot there.
It was South Australia in second. It looks like Queensland there in third and Victoria coming across the line in fourth place.
They really got belted on the edge there, that Queensland and Victorian crew, didn't they?
Sometimes you just can't row it down when you're full of water. The other crews get away from you. So just confirming the results in the reserve female interstate racing for 2021. We've got the Collaroy Queen Bees taking first position.
Second goes to the Brighton Broncos from South Australia.
Third place for Queensland, the Noosa Bowerbirds.
And fourth spot goes to the Lawn Lions from Victoria. Alrighty, and so we're going to move now into the open mail for the interstate for 2021. In Alley 1, we've got the Henley Mac Dogs from South Australia.
We've got Northcliffe Thunder from Queensland in Alley 2.
In Alley 3, the Lawn Chops from Victoria.
And the Bulleye crew from New South Wales. This is a really good race, Nick. I think any one of these crews could take this out today.
Yeah, certainly is. This is going to be some tight racing here in the open mail division. Who'd you pick for this?
Wow, I'm a blue through and through, so I'm going to throw my hat and my cash on Bulleye. But, Damo, Claypan from Northcliffe, and they're away there as we speak. So starters didn't muck around, and Northcliffe, as I was saying, they're away as well. So they're a strong crew. So Bulleye or Northcliffe is my picks. It's too early to pick here, Nick.
Yeah, you can see Queensland off to a great start there. They're powering out through. Not much to get through on this race, but you see Bulleye out to the far right of screen there, probably just ahead of the Queensland crew there. They're really starting to push out in front. And then you go across to the South Australian and the Victorian crews on your left.
Yeah, Bulleye getting the best of the water out to sea. Probably the least chop up that end on the right-hand side as you're looking at your screen there. Bulleye from New South Wales, there they are, setting a strong rhythm. Going over a little runner. There's nothing in it, though. It's probably half a length to the first three boats with Alley 1 just sort of dropping off from the South Australia crew, probably negotiating a bit more chop on the way out. So it's pretty even here as we head out to sea, and we're approaching the gate cans. Bulleye setting the pace in Alley 4, followed pretty tightly by Queensland, Victoria, and South Australia.
Yeah, this is a tight race here. They really do have a race on their hands here in the open mail individual race for the interstates.
You just see these boats, they don't stop. They just keep moving. You see the power on the nose. It just carves through. A lot of pressure onto the legs for these boys. They're coming up to the can, into the wind.
Yeah, you see the boats really push down into the wave more. Not as much bouncing around as you do in the under-19s.
Nah, they've got more power. They've got more better technique. They've been rowing longer.
Yeah, so you see the New South Wales boys, the Bulleye boys, coming up into their can here. They've got a long way to go around that can here.
Here we come up to the turn, digging in now. 1, 2.
See Shane going right round the can there. They've taken an extra stroke to get round there to make sure they're all the way around and coming back into that 45-degree angle.
You do want to be pointed in the right direction so you can... And here the runners go. Look at Bulleye up and out. And all the top two crews there chasing a little bite out of that run straight out of the cans. That's a lovely feeling when you get a run out of the cans, isn't it, Nick?
Certainly is. Straight out of the cans. You get that lift and you really drives you into that next section.
There, you got to stay strong and finish it off. Here's the next run now. Bulleye, no strangers to finishing it off. Up they go, going through the gate can now. The rate comes up. Watch your oars on the bow side, stroke side, and they're past their gate can and they're trying to pull down this wave.
That's a sensational chase there from the Bulleye boys. They are running this wave beautifully.
Oh, that's how you run a surf boat, guys. They gap the field 3 lengths out of that little go, and this should clean it up for Bulleye unless wild waves from behind now.
Yeah, Bulleye boys just skipped away. They got 3 boat lengths on the field there.
Ah, but the field's come back.
Here they come. They're all going to be down on one wave here.
Queensland's missed it.
Bulleye in the comeback position there. Shane up the back of the boat there.
Shoalhaven doing a good job. That's great boat footage there, guys. For anyone watching that's not familiar with the sport, you got to hold this straight across the line. Bulleye's held it straight. And a little re-entry. Was it from South Australia maybe or Victoria?
I think that's Victoria. So
great
probably
effort.
Jeff Matthews there with the lawn chops.
But Bulleye holding it straight. So I'm going to put money on them for the win.
Yeah, Bulli have taken a nice win there for some points for New South Wales, and the all-important third spot is probably going to go to Queensland's way there, the Northcliffe boys.
Well, all solid crews, great race there. I think up in Alley 1 was South Australia there finishing off. So just want to shout out to their officials. Thank you for all your hard work this weekend and always. Results on screen now. Bulli from New South Wales in first.
Second goes to Victoria and the Lawn Shops.
Northcliffe Thunder with Damien Claypan for Queensland in third.
And fourth went to the South Australian Henley Mac Dogs.
We're here now for the Open Female Australian Interstate Racing for 2021 New South Wales North Cronulla Funkies in Alley 1.
Southport Swell in Alley 2.
The Currumbin Cockatoos representing Queensland in Alley 3.
And Anglesea Lightning representing Victoria in Alley 4.
Well, these are the Open Females, the fastest women's boat division. We're looking down the course there now.
Yeah, we're into the starters' hands here. You can see all the crews lined up on that line beautifully there. It's a great shot.
New South Wales in the white boat closest to us there in the blue singlets. That's represented by Funky, North Cronulla Funkies.
They're no strangers to the big stage.
And he's a handy boat sweep too. And they're away. Getting away nice and evenly. There's a little one for them all to go over now. It's a fair start.
Yeah.
And great start there from the crews in the middle, I'd say.
Yeah, the crews in Alley 2 and 3 probably got the better of it there.
At Southport and Currumbin, setting the pace. And we did say that Alley 1 here for North Cronulla, New South Wales, is probably the tricky end to get out. Up in Alley 4, you've got the Anglesea. Yeah, no, they've found it tough to get away from there. So there's Queensland with Currumbin now. Early leaders on the way out in the Open Female Interstate Racing.
Yeah, they're pushing out there. They've probably got a boat length lead on the South Australian crew there. And
the Southport Swell there in second place. Pretty even for third, though. You got North Cronulla, New South Wales, and you got South Australia. Possibly, but it's all Queensland at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly is. Queensland dominating out in front here.
It's beautiful beach, Mollymook Beach, looking down to the south there. But Queensland now setting a pace, a nice rhythm in that green boat. You see Funky, New South Wales sort of trying to hold on to or row up to second. So there's first place going through the gate cans there now.
Yeah, North Cronulla really starting to hit their straps here. They've rode right up onto this Southport from South Australian crew here.
Yeah.
North Cronulla girls really starting to row nicely here. Sit back into it long.
You see Anglesea just going past the gate cans there now. So it's been taken away by Currumbin at the moment, and they're really driving this lead. Probably, potentially, I'd say, improving their lead, Nick, going out to the cans now.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, mate. They've probably pushed it out to a 3 boat length lead now, going into the turning can. Sorry.
And this is where the tough stuff has to happen. This is the trickiest part of the course. You want to keep it flat going into the can. The sweep wants to take his right line. You don't want to make a mistake. Critical there. 1, 2, 3 long ones for the girls into the wind and up on. There we go. That's not a bad turn for the ladies. Up they go. Heads are up.
Yeah, North Cronulla and South Australia round together there at the bottom of screen.
Yeah, it's definitely a lead by Currumbin, and you got North Cronulla rowing up into probably equal second or second now with the Southport team, and Anglesea dragging the chain, just going around the can that you see on the left top of screen there. They got stuck on that can too, so it's a race in 3. I think Queensland for Currumbin are looking good here, and they're up for a runner here, Nick.
Yeah, Queensland just coming into the runners now. North Cronulla just falling off the back of one at the bottom of the screen. Southport rowing nicely there in the middle of the course. But Currumbin going through the gate cans. They're just sitting there nicely. Look at them extending that lead. But there's a runner under North Cronulla here now.
New South Wales now. Yeah, New South Wales chasing hard. Back on shot to Queensland, the leaders now. They're going to try and get this thing to the beach before anybody.
Look at North Cronulla down at the bottom of screen here. They are powering along. They're going to fall just off the back of that wave there.
Yep.
Currumbin are going to try and look at picking that one up and extending their lead and make sure that North Cronulla are on the way behind.
We're using their club names, but they're all representing their states right now. So Queensland in front, New South Wales now taking a little bubble out of it. If they can sit in this little trough there with Funky behind, you see him in the middle of those two waves.
Yeah,
They've got to stay in there.
Queensland just managing to pull down the front of that wave, and New South Wales sitting in the bubble just behind it. So,
well, they've fallen off Queensland, but I think they've got a strong enough lead to take this race for the Open Female Interstates.
yeah, you see Queensland coming across the line there.
Super row from Funky and the New South Wales team in Alley 1 there for second. But well done, Queensland. Another victory. Currumbin Cockatoos, they'll be crowing. What does a cockatoo make? Noise does a cockatoo make, Nick?
Who knows, mate? A
Well,
whole heap of noise is all I can
Getting
hear.
excited here, tongue twisted, but well done to the Currumbin team from Queensland. New South Wales in second from North Cronulla.
And then coming across the line there, the Southport girls who just were off the pace coming in through the waves there. North Cronulla managed to just get over the top of one
Yep.
to get away from them there.
Stay in the little bubble, and there's friends from Anglesea.
You can see Scotty Tannehill up the back there.
He's probably happy. The water temperature's a bit warmer up here. Looking back to the Open Female results now. There
Currumbin
it is.
Cockatoos from Queensland.
Queensland first, New South Wales second for North Cronulla.
Third went to Southport, and fourth went to Victoria. Alrighty, this is where it all comes down to. We've got the final all-in category relay. In Alley 1, we've got Victoria.
In Alley 2, New South Wales.
Alley 3, South Australia.
And in Alley 4, Queensland.
So, Phil, just a quick points update. Going into the last relay here, New South Wales is leading on 97 points, Queensland on 90,
They're
and
away.
South Australia on 80.
Looks like in New South Wales, leading away, I think all crews had to start with their under-19 females. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, mate. So all the crews are 19 females. So you can see the Noosa Heads girls rowing out there nicely for Queensland down in Alley 4.
Yep.
You go across to the Southport girls for South Australia there, and then across to New South Wales in the middle of the course there. And
Victoria up in Alley 1.
Yeah.
Where are they? Well, we're going out to sea with the Noosa team representing Queensland, the under-19 team. So all these teams are strong. You'd favour New South Wales or Queensland overall, but as we know in surf, anything can happen. Double points on offer.
Certainly can, mate. They're only going out round the gate cans in this relay race.
Okay, so that's halfway of the course. You see those turning cans there. They're the gate cans. Normally we go through them. Today we're turning on them in the interest of a relay race. And away Davey Toomba gets his girls up and out of that turn in Alley 4 for Queensland.
Yeah, so they're around the cans first there for the Queensland. Great start there from there. You can see New South Wales going around with South Australia there all together just behind them. But you can see a wave building under the Queensland crew there.
Yeah, well, there you got Queensland. He's just fallen off a runner there.
Just off the back of it there, you can see him trying to build for this next one. He's looking over his shoulder. He wants it.
He's screaming at the crew. He said, "Get me out of here, guys. I need to get down this. I don't want to give my team. I want to give my team the baton in first position. They've got to run up to the finish or to the starter.
Yeah,
the change over.
The all-important changeovers here.
So it's important where you bring your crews into the beach, eh, Nick?
Yeah, you don't want to be bringing your crews miles down the beach. You want to be trying to finish on your alley marker as best you can. You can see
goes
North
Queensland.
Cronulla coming across to their marker here. Queensland down that wave nicely. Davey Toomba sweeping those Noosa Head girls very nicely there. They're coming into the beach here. You'll see the Bow Girl trail here in a moment.
The great row from the Noosa team, the junior Queensland team. And here comes a couple. Wow.
New South Wales sideways.
Oh, Boffo. Hang in there, son.
He is hanging
Hold
in
on
there.
to him, girls.
Hanging in there
sweep or across the chops. Broke
Oh,
on his
no.
head.
New South Wales are
Oh,
over.
this is tragic start. So what happens here? Do we have to get a swimmer back to the beach? Would you make sure they're all okay?
Yeah.
But they're behind the boat, so I'm pretty sure everyone's okay there. Boffo's a tough man. Copped the boat on his head there, so hopefully he's all right. There he is swimming. He's a Trojan.
So you see that swimming there trying to swim in here, so the boat doesn't have to finish the line. Just a representative
Get
from the crew.
someone back there. You see the team trying to get the message to the team. Get up here, guys. Come on. Start swimming. Don't worry about your boat. You see his oars in pieces, and here comes New South Wales. So when we're looking out to sea there, we haven't got any action. New South Wales in Alley 2. And Queensland there in alley 4. So they probably early leaders, is it?
Oh, they are well out in front there now. We're just...
See?
Queensland are miles out there. 15 boat lengths ahead of South Australia there.
So
New South Wales are just sort of on the bottom here, still trying to turn round.
We know it was under 19s first, and then after that, I think they can choose their order. Is that right, Nick? So looking at that Queensland crew, we're picking up, it's Damien Claypan's one of his crews. So it's possibly his A crew or his Colts crew, just trying to work out. That's Victoria, that's Anglesey on the way out. See Queensland there going around the gate can.
Yeah, Queensland, and you've got South Australia there to the left of screen, heading out towards their can as well. But Queensland are just a dominant lead out there.
They're flying.
You see the New South Wales, you've got the Wanda Weapons there with Nathan Spinner.
Yep, that's...
They're trying to row nicely. They've got a lot of ground to catch up there.
They're making good ground, though, because they're a fast crew. And there's the crew from South Australia. They're represented by Summerton, and they're going up to the blue can. They're on alley 3.
Yeah, so they're turning around the can there. So they're in second place there, South Australia. They're rowing nicely. You see Queensland are coming into the wave zone now. They've got Northcliffe are just pulling down that wave for Queensland. Oh. They're rowing nicely just into that corner there. They're just sitting on top of one there, just running it nicely.
Drawing a pretty good alley here, Queensland, up that end. I fancy it. But there's Damien Claypan with his crews. Which crew of it is it, of Damo's? I'm unsure because we can't quite make out.
Looks like it's 23
men's
there.
I think that's his 23, the Northcliffe Hurricanes, I think they are. So off they go up the beach.
You see the runner sprinting up the beach there. The changeovers happen there for Queensland.
There's South Australia crew, represented by...
Summerton there.
Yep. And away goes... Is that the Tushies? The Dicky
that
Beach
looks
Tushies.
like the Tushies there for Queensland. The 23 girls. So they've gone with the under 23 females as their third leg.
Yep. So just looking at now, we think that Queensland is a clear leader on the right hand of screen.
And then probably across to South Australia, you see the Wanda Weapons boys from New South Wales sprinting. Look at those legs
flying.
go.
He's out of puff and he wanted to get his team away. There's the Anglesey crew for Victoria. So they've got a bit of work to do, the Vics. But they're never going to give up. They've got a strong team around them.
Yeah, so that was the Anglesey boys. The Scotty Tannehill, you can see
one of those girls.
Changeovers there now.
Here he goes now. In they go. What boat's that? We're looking at it. It looks like a Securta boat, possibly their A crew.
Yeah,
Need to make up some ground here, but out to sea again. You're looking out on the top right of your screen. That's Pebbles.
So you got the 23 girls there for New South Wales. The Collaroy Beast Mode representing their state there. So the Queensland crew going around. You've got Brighton from South Australia with Hocko sweeping there for South Australia, about halfway out to the cans now. Queensland are turning the cans, and New South Wales are just navigating the break, and Victoria in fourth spot, just getting off the beach.
So it looks to be Queensland at the moment, commanding lead, but Pebbles and his teams are not going to give up. You see them there, the blue caps for New South Wales. The girls doing their best for their state here, trying to work back, but it's going to be hard to work against the Queensland crew that got a good lead against them. So New South Wales and alley 2 turning on the green can. They're in second.
Yeah, that's a nice turn there from New South Wales, and you see the Queensland crew here on a nice runner.
Tushy's already back in the wave zone and on a wave too. The sweep there, wrestling with his sweep oar. And here goes the second bowman and the bow person. They're going to
have a race. And it's out, and the second bow's got the jump on the bowman there.
Got the jump on it that time and determine it and run. Off she goes. There goes the next Queensland departure.
So you see ASRL President Michael Brooks there sweeping that. So
strange running style from Brooksy. But looking out to sea, he's got the lead here, and he's going to get a little one off the nose, Megsy, and away they go. So
Queensland
dominate. That's the gap. You see a New South Wales boat, I think, is it, or a South Australian boat?
South Australia in second there, and New South Wales with the black boat of Collaroy.
And then fourth in Victoria. It's come up to New South Wales, have they?
Yeah, so South Australia holding a great lead for second spot there. They're doing really well. You can see the runners out of the boat there, up into the changeover.
Yeah, well, South Australia can be proud at the moment. They've really taken to this relay, but, you know, the strong Queensland club away there now with... Maroochydore with Megsy on the back. He's flying. So
you can see South Australia out there now.
Bit of a sideways
New South Wales
action.
and Victoria both changing over now. You see the sweeps running back down to the boat. New South Wales have got to go a bit round there to get round some of their own boats there. So they made a bit of a mess there.
Geez, they started on the sand. New South Wales are in the boat and dry, and then the water came underneath them. So Not sure which crew's that for New South Wales now, but you see Queensland there, up and over the swells. Couple to get through now.
Queensland are already off screen.
So-
This is South Australia.
Oh,
Queensland
I beg your
are
pardon.
miles in
I
front.
beg your pardon. I was
You're gonna
hoping
come
for the
span-
best there.
Span down to the bottom of the screen here. You'll see Queensland turning and coming in, hopefully.
See the beautiful Mollymook Beach facing north, the camera. What a day it is today. This is great racing. Surf's up. And Queensland dominating still because you can't see them. You will in a minute. So you got Queensland leading. Then you got South Australia. There's Queensland. Back towards. They've done another leg here. So the 4 legs done for Queensland at the moment, I think. Going to South Australia up to second. And the gap is the gap closing there from second, third and fourth?
Yeah, I think the Victorian and New South Wales must have some strong, maybe some male crews in there, and they've really closed the gap on South Australia here.
That's the beauty of these races. It's a bit tactical. You want to send, if you see a junior girls crew, you know that the A crew is going to hammer them, the big men. So there's distances to be gained. But the Queensland, these young boys from Megsy, from Maroochydore, they're not going to let anybody down from their state. And he's held one straight. Well done.
Yeah, well done there from Michael Brooks. Bauman's out and running. They change over there, going back down to the boat there. You can see that. Looks like probably the Noosa Heads crew there, I think. Davey Toomba in the green vest.
Looks like a boat of David's, the Noosa boat. Those ugly Queensland maroon colours.
Yeah, look at it now, though. The Victorian crew has come right back into this race. The probably Victoria in second, South Australia in third, and New South Wales in the fourth spot at the moment. Let's hope we can change that around.
Well, we're trying to pick up who was in the boat for New South Wales in this leg, but we've dropped back to fourth place. So in alley one, it's Victoria that have come up.
Victoria have sat and waited for that wave here and brought New South Wales and South Australia right up into it here.
Yep, and there's over the top of that one is New South Wales and Somerton. No, they're not going to fall down it, are they? Somerton. He needs another stroke there, sir.
Yeah, take one more
What's
stroke.
doing? Oh, wow.
He sat them there. Probably
You
made
have
the wrong
to
call
push
there.
that for the state, mate, please. Anyway, back on screen. We're looking.
Yeah, so you see the
Changeovers
New South
are
Wales
on.
changeover. New South Wales have had to go a fair way to get to their can. Victoria were a little bit closer to their marker there, and it's made all the difference. They're probably a little bit ahead there. You see the Victorian guys in, and now the New South Wales crew are in. But down the bottom of the screen, South Australia,
The West Beach.
still holding that lead there nicely.
Well, Queensland are leading out in front, but these 3 boats are fighting for second, third and fourth, and it's double points. So there's a big one going under this course now. So South Australia, the West Beach crew, another one on the head.
Oh, they
Boom, stop them.
punched through that one hard.
Filled
That
them
has
up.
completely stopped the boat, and New South Wales has skipped
New
past.
South Wales got the best of that. That's the North Bondi boys, I believe. Bluey Lanark and his team, the collegiates from North Bondi, and it's a great honour for them to be here today. There's a backwash. Look at this backwash on
look
this
at them
boat,
go.
alley 4.
South Australia are flying out
That's
to sea
one of
there.
the advantages. It looks like it's got a jet stream on it. Would
Oh
you
my
look
God,
at that?
look at that.
And they've rocketed. They made up that length or two that they lost getting hammered, but that backwash has put them back into the picture. So,
Yeah.
again, Queensland leading out in front. Then you've got North Bondi representing New South Wales in the second place here. I think South Australia in third place in alley 3. You can see there at the bottom of the screen. And up the top of screen is Victoria.
Yeah, they've dropped off that. New South Wales probably got the best of it going out through there, and South Australia come right back into the race as they came on that backwash there, have brought them right back into this.
Well, they have, but saying that, North Bondi has skipped away and they're coming around their turning can now. Around, he's taken it quite wide.
Yeah, very wide turn
Might have
there
lost
from the North Bondi boys.
Little length there. So's the other crew too. It is hard to stick your nose onto these cans because you're bouncing around as you get going. So here comes North Bondi now with the run. Bottom of your screen, you've got South Australia. And top of screen, Victoria. The leaders at the moment, Queensland. Repeating, leaders of Queensland. They're not in the shot at the moment.
Yeah, down below in that alley 6, but they are a long way ahead. New South Wales, look at their lead that the boys have grabbed onto a great runner there, and they've put a 2 or 3 boat length gap on South Australia here.
Yeah, they're good rowers, the North Bondi boys. We only had one carnival to qualify for New South Wales team at Queensy. I think Nick won it. So they won that in the division. So, but here they come into the wave zone now. They've done pretty well to get back up into a strong, clear second here.
Yeah, they've done really well here. They've had to work hard. They've milked some runners really nicely. The boys have rode nice and strong and long.
Yeah.
You see them coming into the wave zone here. A little bit of a wave building. They're in a little bit of no man's land, but they should be able to try and navigate through that nicely.
They'll hold it, but just rowing it to the line, literally all the way up. So there's New South Wales. Where's this Queensland crew?
Yeah, Queensland are just off the bottom of the screen here. They're just so far out in front. Well, you see New South Wales changing over. You see Sweet Ryan running down to the Collaroy boat there. You see down to the bottom of the screen, you can see the Southport crew changing as well, going back. You got Southport going out for South Australian there. Tricky little edge here. They've got checked on the start there, but New South Wales and South Australia are out nicely. You see Victoria just hitting the beach now. And there you can see the bowman out and running.
Well, New South Wales, Collaroy boat up there, so it's one of Pebbles' crews, Ryan Halangahu.
Yeah, that'd be his reserve women crew there.
And then Southport from South Australia there. Also looked to be a women's crew, I think. Not sure.
Yeah, not sure on that one there.
Nice and tight, short.
Rowing beautifully, though, the Southport. They're on a little bit of a runner there as well. And a bit of backwash there. The Collaroy girls look like they're just a little bit stuck there, but they're getting back into their straps now.
Stroke after stroke. We're winding through this relay, and the Southport team holding their own there against New South Wales.
Yeah,
trying to make out who it is.
They're great crew from the South Australian Southport crew there. They're really rowing nicely there, and going across to the top of screen, you got New South Wales, but of course, out in front, our leaders are still Queensland by a dominant way now. And you're going across to second place is Southport with the blue top boat. And then across to New South Wales, represented by Collaroy in third spot. And then back to Victoria at the very far left of screen there.
I'll take this moment now as we've got a little gap to congratulate all of our brothers and sisters from Western Australia making these rep teams. They didn't get a chance with COVID to be here. However, representing West Australia under 19 female was the North Cottesloe Young Guns. WA North Cottesloe Jackals in the under 19 male. North Cottesloe Jills in the under 23 female. City of Perth Draft for the under 23 male. Reserve male the Scarborough Sunsets. WA North Cottesloe, the boys for reserve male. Reserve female was the Scarborough Sunsets. The open female was North Cottesloe Critical Business, and the open male North Cottesloe Postal. Well done to North Cottesloe, 6 out of the 8 teams, and back to the racing here now. You got South Australia and New South Wales back on level pegging.
Yeah, New South Wales have had a great couple of runs here to bring them back up to the South Australians here. You see a little bit of a wave building behind the South Australian crew here.
There's one for both of those teams now.
New South Wales take off on it. They're
probably a little bit. It's gone sideways.
New South Wales are sideways though. He's gonna
slew around the back of that boat. No damage.
Yeah, great boat skills there to avoid collision there.
Yeah.
The New South Wales crew got to get back together, but the South Australian crew, lovely turn in there.
Looking out to sea there now. I think that's the gap to Queensland.
Yeah, so you've got an entire course length.
Well, this is a standout effort. Over the front is Pebbles, and over the back he goes. Someone underneath that boat.
Yeah, the bow girl got absolutely hammered there.
She's tough. Yes.
But you see them out and running, and they've got a long way to go back to their marker there, New South Wales.
Yeah, well, it just can't be helped sometimes, and you just got to do your best. It's a bit like the Ocean Thunder finish, where the bow person or someone has to get up the beach and tag the flag to get your team away.
Yeah, you see the changeover there for Victoria.
Pretty smooth.
As we come back with them. And they're away there nicely. They're going to get checked straight away by a couple of waves here. That's a tricky bit about the relay start.
Looking, we've got, was it Victoria?
Yeah, Victoria on the top of screen. But you can see the open men from New South Wales lining up. So this is going into the 7th leg now. With the open men to finish.
Yep. Well, not sure who we're following here. Is that Victoria?
Yeah, that's the Victorian crew there. They're pushing out nicely.
Not sure which team it is. They look a bit rusty, those guys. But we're back on shot there now, so looking out to see.
You can see the New South Wales crew trying to extend that gap distance between the Victorians and them, making sure they keep that all-important points to keep that lead.
Yeah, well, going into this race, New South Wales were in front, so it's double points round.
Yeah, so they need to make sure they get good points here. They can't afford to let Queensland get too far ahead here.
Just trying to work out who that boat is there. Is that Termite Lowry and his underdogs?
Yeah, I think that is. You can see the South Australian crew probably 4 or 5 boat lengths ahead there, rowing nicely just out the bottom of the screen.
Well, there's Termite's moment in the sun here with his underdogs, his young blokes in that boat. He's got 2 young sons rowing for him. It must be a great experience. And here they go. They're really ripping in here, the boys from South Kilcoyle. So well done to those strong men. They've solidified second place. Poor old Queensland hasn't got much footage. President and Mr. Cottrell won't be too happy with this vision, but they are leading, and here's a wave for the underdogs.
Yeah,
they're going to drop over the front of it.
Rob Lowry up the back there, nice and strong. He's left the boys in the seat, and here they come back now.
Saying that, he's called them back just. Well,
they're sideways as well.
He was a little casual on that one, I thought. He is pretty
New South
cool.
Wales have spent some time sideways in this relay.
Stay in the boat, boys. Keep your fingers inside too. So
they're a long way down
not
from their
Termite's
can.
greatest effort, but one of the swimmers is up and out, and he's representing, so they're going to chase over to Bulleye.
You see three of the New South Wales boys are out and running now. And you can see the South Australian crew. I think that's the Henley crew going out to sea there for South Australia. So that'd be the Henley Mac Dogs in the open main for South Australia. But Queensland coming around their can now. You can see them turning, and in the far top right of screen there, the Queensland crew are on their last leg home now.
This is amazing work from Queensland. There's Henley from representing South Australia. They're in alley 3. Queensland will come into shot there. There's Damo's big boys.
You just see him sitting waiting there. He's not making any mistakes here. He's not taking anything he doesn't need to.
He could take anything. He's a freak. Here he goes. Look at him go.
Here he goes.
Get down that, boys. They're strong. Queensland, they need you now. And they've done it.
Queensland for a dominant win. They've led the race from start to finish. Just perfectly rowed all the whole way through. There've been no sideways action. All the boats have managed to stay directly straight, as I say that.
You see him just holding it there. Well done, Mr. Claypan. That's why he's the best in the business.
Yeah, and you see Queensland cheering there, rightly so. They've taken out the double points relay here in the interstate competition.
And is this for second place or third?
No, so this is second here with South Australia, I believe. You got the Henley crew. They're rowing nicely.
Yeah, they sure are. They've done well to stay in third and hold off New South Wales, this team.
Yeah, second place there. They're rowing really nicely. So there's great effort by South Australia to hold off New South Wales here if that's what they can do. You've got Bulleye, who are just a dominant crew. They're really working hard here.
Look at this thing.
Look at them. They've turned nothing into something.
Oh, they do that often. That's too good. Have they got it? No?
No, they haven't managed to get it, though. So South Australia on this wave here, just a wave in front of Bulleye. If they can hold this nicely, they'll hold on to second spot here.
You see that backwash giving everyone trouble today?
Yeah.
Gave me some trouble earlier. Has he held that straight?
Yeah, that's Hocko from South Australia, I believe.
Good work,
and he's
boys.
Really working hard here. He hasn't made his life easy.
It's a tricky sport sweeping, Nick, let me tell you. But, well done.
Well,
little legs at 7.4 for that dismount.
Yeah, solid dismount there.
Sure
but you can see he's got a long run, the South Australian boy. But
proud of his second too, I'd guess. And now there's the
Victorian crew, which are going to come across in fourth spot.
So there it is.
The overall.
Wasn't enough for Queensland, that win, but geez, they came back strong. There's nothing in it at the end, but congratulations to the Premier State in surf boats, New South Wales taking out the Interstate All Relay, and Queensland in second.
South Australia in third, and Victoria in fourth.
And shout out to our brothers and sisters in the West, and we look forward to seeing you at the Aussies.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, guys. It's been
Came right down to the wire, though.
That was amazing, that racing, and it had everything. You know, you've got the combinations of the young girls right up to the big boys. You have to work as a team, and it's tricky, and it builds the team sport. Those people from different clubs will have friends for life now because of this team environment, and it's a good thing. So well done to all the teams, and you beauty New South Wales.